Hello there. In this session, I will be going through how to edit in general and how to edit video announcements. So first of all, you should have your announcements recorded on the camera and they should be transferred to the computer using the USB cable. Once it's plugged in, it'll come up and you press SD. You go to DCIM, Canon, and you'll see your files here. Now, these aren't announcements, they're sermon recordings, but it's the same principle. You just highlight what you need, you cut, and then you paste it into Video Projects 2018. To access this folder, it's PC, desktop. You go for the New Life shortcut, which is here. Ministries, Multimedia, and then Video Projects 2018. And you have all your stuff here that you use for your video. So your backing tracks, your videos, any introductions that you may have. So you paste it all there. So in Adobe Premier Elements, I'm just going to open it. It's a really great tool. I know it may seem a bit daunting at first, but honestly, it just gets easier the more you use it. So I don't want you to worry about these three options. I just want you to focus on expert. So whenever it opens up, always check that it's in expert mode, because it has these multiple video and audio streams that you need to create your video. Right, so for creating your video, you will need to add your media. So you will see here in the top left, it says add media. So you just click this, go into files and folders, and you will see you will see the documents thing open up. So we want videos. So we go into this and click on the video you want to edit. So I'm just gonna choose myself. Yep, so I'm just gonna drag that here to video 1. In fact, I think it'd be easier to just drag onto this stream everything that you need for this video. So these are the announcements. I'm going to add a backing track. I'm going to go for this one, this instrumental here, Hillsong. Oh, and you would notice that whenever I upload something, it gets added to project assets. So this basically comprises of everything you use for creating this video. So project assets, I'm going to drag this audio track to music. I'm going to add my introduction that I've created. Let's go for intro 4. I'm going to also drag that into the beginning. So this is the basic setup of what a video looks like, right? So this is before any editing. Oops, no thanks. This is before any editing, before adding any posters. But yeah, so let's just hear this video and see what we need to do. Oh, let's see. Okay. Firstly, the music is too loud. And also, I should have pointed this out before. If you ever have a video, so this introduction here, it has music in it already. So I'm just going to mute the Hillsong one and show you. Right, so because that music intro is just so short, and I'm just going to mute it, and I'm going to use a backing track, because what's the point of using an intro with music for 10 seconds and then it's stopping all of a sudden. So I'm going to mute this. Now, at first you may think by clicking this, it'll be fine, but clicking that, it mutes this whole video here. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to drag this down, because this is the audio, and so I'm just going to drag it down so it's completely muted. This means it's completely muted. So we can hear. Oh, I forgot to unmute that. Silly me. Yeah. Great. So my suggestion is to always mute the backing track because you will need to adjust the volume when this is playing. So leave that till last, adjusting the volume until last, and let's focus on this video. Hello, my name is Michaela and Hello everybody, I'm Michaela and I'll be bringing you the announcements for this week. Okay, so when editing videos, there will be a lot of cutting. So as you can see, I didn't start off this video very eloquently. So let's find the place where I start it properly. Hello, my name is Michaela and we'll just pause it there. And then you'll see this, you cut. So when you cut it, it breaks up the video. So you'll see that there's two different videos. So this is the part that you want cut. Then you drag. I'm just gonna drag it here. Hello everybody, I'm Michaela and I'll be bringing you the announcements for this week. Cool. So I was fine. I'm gonna cut out the K. I don't know if you heard that. Yeah, so we don't use that. So we cut that. And then you basically look through the rest of the video for any, any mistakes, any long pauses, and you just cut it until you have a nice neat transitions between each announcement. Let's just see this one. Our church workers training is coming up tomorrow, Monday the 14th of May, from 7 to 9 p.m. This training is mandatory for all those who serve within the church or those who are interested in serving in church. But it's open for all members of the church if you are interested. Okay, that was fine. So we cut that. We cut this long pause, you can see. So if you zoom in here, if you use this, you can zoom in and you can see the video, the audio in more detail. So as you can see here, there's a long pause of some sort. So you just click to where it's about to start, cut, delete, and then let's see that. Our church workers training is so you can see it's a nice clean transition from the previous one. Our church workers training is coming up tomorrow, Monday the 14th. Yeah, and as you can see here, there's another pause. So I'm just gonna delete that as well. This is the great thing of having video and audio, because you can see the audio, you can see where, people start talking and when someone stops talking or if there's a long pause that you need to delete. It's just really useful because sometimes you can't see that by just the video. So I'm just going to delete that. And you just continue this process for the whole video until you're basically done, right? And so for this announcement, I mentioned the church workers training. So usually we overlap this with a poster or of information. So I'm going to go into the events posters folder. So this is conveniently here for me because I use it all the time. But if you want to go to it, you can see these steps here. Go into PC, desktop, New Life Shortcut, Ministries, Multimedia, Events, Posters. And I'm just going to choose like a church workers training poster, double click it. And it'll be in the project assets, like I said before. And then you just drag it down. So I just dragged it like that. And it's there. And I'll drag it to where I talk about it. Let's see, I think it was here. Our church workers training is coming up tomorrow, Monday the 14th of May. Okay. So I may choose to Obviously it's a different day. I'm just using this to demonstrate something.
From 7 to 9 p.m. This training is mandatory for all those.
And you can choose how long you want it to stay there for. So for the poster, sometimes you may want it for a really short time or a long time. The way to cut it or to reduce the time it stays on for is by using this button. So if you hover over the edges of it, you'll see that you can stretch it, or reduce it like that. So I want it just for the purposes of this video, just for a very short time. And also by clicking on this thing, it also activates it here in the actual video. So I'm just gonna drag this down so you can see it bigger. Now with posters, we always want it to fill up the screen. So you use this to drag it and to fill up the screen. We don't want it any sides showing. It's just more professional, really. It looks better. Okay, let's do this.
Our church workers training is coming up tomorrow, Monday the 14th of May, from 7 to 9 p.m. This training is mandatory.
Great. So yeah, that's that. I'm just gonna. So once you do that, once you add all your posters and you decide how long you want them for, that's when I usually add transitions. So if you look at this bar here, you will see these different options for yourself. Now, the ones that I frequently use are transitions and titles and effects, just because they're the most necessary for the nature of video announcements. So for transitions, the ones that I frequently use are cross dissolve, just because it's simple, it's nice, like it fades one thing into the other quite seamlessly, and it's pleasant to look at. So I'm just gonna sample that for you. I'm gonna put it in between these two clips, and I choose between clips, done, and you'll be able to see that effect.
Our church workers training.
Okay, I don't know if you saw that. Let's drag it down and see. I don't know if you saw that. It was very subtle, very, very subtle. I'll add it again from the introduction, this video, into introducing myself. Between clips. Can you see that?
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, so kind of just fades in really nicely. Really, really nicely. So I'm just noticing in this video looks a bit dark. So if I wanted to correct the color on it, I would click adjust, and then you'll see all these beautiful options. There's smart fix if there are any problems with the video. It does like a quick render. If the camera is shaking too much, you would press shake reduction. But for now, I think we just want to focus on lighting. And just, that's just something a bit brighter, looks a bit dull. I don't know. Let's reset it to see how it originally was. Okay. I think let's Okay, I think this one could work. Let's see.
I'm Michaela, and I'll be bringing you the announcements for this week. Our church workers training is.
See that one? This is not edited, so I'm just trying to see I still think it's a bit dark. Let's try. Oh, we already did that, so contrast, let's see. Nope. Nope.